vote, Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Heineman?
Yes.
Mr. Beeson?
Yes.
I also have the minutes of the special meeting we had on the 18th of November, and that's on the last sheet in the back of the course.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of the special meeting as presented. I'll second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Heineman?
Yes.
Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Beeson?
Yes. Okay, I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented. Second motion, pay the bills.
Okay, roll call vote, Mr. Beeson?
Yes.
Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Heineman?
Yes.
Initial each one of those. Also have the bank statement from November. Everything was in balance. We're making a lot of money in interest, boy. We made on 43,000, we made 72 cents. We're getting rich.
Putting it all in one place.
Sad. And I also have a resolution for the permanent appropriations for all funds for 2014. Comes to a total of $1,665,853.88. And we have gone over this pretty good with a fine-tooth comb and got everything in balance for next year.
I'll make a motion to approve the permanent appropriations for the... I'll second.
Roll call vote, Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Mr. Heineman.
Yes.
Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. And I also wonder if we need to have something on our health insurance for full-time employees. I think we have to do something before the end of the year, don't we? So what I had here was the township will purchase health insurance for all full-time employees and will reimburse the township, any township officer or employee pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 505.601 for monthly family benefits provided by the officer or employee, so long as the benefits provided are consistent with the township health care benefits and reimbursements, and the reimbursement does not exceed the uniform monthly or yearly payment amount of the township health care plan.
Yes, we probably should make that again.
That way it's done before the first of the year.
Right. So I'll make the motion as read by Tom. I'll second the motion.
Roll call with Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Here's one here. Budgets while we're doing that too. And as far as department budgets.
Department budgets, we can.
Yeah.
You guys have your sheets from the other day?
Yeah, at this time, I would like to make a motion to approve the department budgets for the year 2014 as presented. On department heads and everybody's been working on these for 6 to 8 weeks, and we held a work session last week and then picked them down where I think they're good. All departments are running in the black for next year. Some of them some pretty decent carryovers, so Yeah, I make the motion to approve the 2014 department budgets.
I'll second the motion to approve the department budgets.
Roll call, excuse me, roll call vote, Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Beeson?
Yes.
Mr. Hyman?
Yes.
You have anything else, Tom?
That should do it.
Jim?
November totals, we put 1,858 miles on the trucks, used 378 gallons of fuel, we had one burial, and used approximately 70 ton of salt grit mix. That's all I have.
Thank you, Jim. John?
November fire report, we had 32 EMS calls, 20 in Goshen, 6 in Butler, 2 in Knox, and 4 other. We had 26 fire runs. Reason that number's so high, when that storm came through, I think we had 13 in one night.
Wow.
Talking to, between cars running into down trees and down trees that we got off the road, so.
Kept you busy.
It did, yeah, for about 3 hours there, it was that, and we put our new pumper into service Wednesday night, last Wednesday night I do believe, so the guys got all the tools on and stuff, so got training on it a week ago Monday, and everything was going good, so.
Haven't moved your old one yet, or?
Derek has had a couple, 3 calls on it. You know, everybody's always making calls, but we're to the show us the money for it. So, but it's got people interested in it. We dropped the price a little bit, and that sparked some more interest. So, and stuff. But people looking, just waiting on them. You know, they keep saying we had one department that we thought for sure was going to buy it, and then they just backed out the last minute. So, but
You see the green and white.
yeah, yeah. But no, that's all I got then.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Paul?
I went to a green team meeting today, and we can kind of compare notes with what you heard and what I heard. They said they're spending $530,000 a year on drop-off sites. I thought that was an interesting figure. That's a large part of their budget, compared to free for their curbside pickups. Anyway, for whatever that's worth. Appliance drive, I guess they're gonna give us $500 for that. Same way as electronics drive. And they've decided to have the tire drive at Berlin Center, since it's a centrally located place in this area. Not necessarily the township, not necessarily Mahoning County, but in this area. And now here's where I really have a problem. They said they're gonna have a 41% reduction in our funding. All right. Now, what they're not considering is, they're closing the site, and they're not giving us anything additional for that. So I'm asking you or whoever to go up there and make a point of that. I tried to make a point of it today, and there's like 25 or 30 other people there. You cannot get anything established there. You can't establish a repertoire. You can't get anything going, because he just blows you off and goes on to the next subject.
Right.
And I tried to talk to you after the meeting, and I got a couple words in, but that was all. So to me, that's a big issue, and I think it should be an issue with us,
Right.
because they're cutting us more than 41%.
Yeah, I think you and I need to sit down and all the little issues like that, because I'm sitting on the solid waste board starting January 1, so.
And it's not only us. There's 7 places that are bins are being taken away. So there's other people involved. But I don't know why they're not speaking up, because it's more than 41%.
But yeah.
Anyway, they did mention that 60 to 70 tons a day are going to landfills now from these fracking wells and such.
Okay.
If that's true, then they should be realizing a bigger tipping fee. All this, it just brings up a matter of, where's all this money? You know, they're $500,000 short, and yet you know, they're not saying anything, well, we're gonna get more money in because of they're bringing in 60 to 70 tons a day addition to the landfills. Now, who's getting that money?
Did Lou bring up the increase in the tipping fees that he's proposing today?
Still $1.50 a ton as far as I know.
Well, at the solid waste meeting last week, he proposed, and we're gonna vote on it in January, of $1.50, a $2 or $2.50 increase in tipping fees. That's what he's wanting to do, and it's up to the board to decide which one they want to go with, or if they want to go to one. So that's going to be coming up here in the first part of the year, so.
Couple of the little things, they're gonna try, this is a pilot program, they're gonna try to use front load bins, get away from the big yellow bins, gotta go get away from the roll-off bins as much as possible and go to the front loader bins where they just tip them over and dump them. Which probably work in a lot of places, it'll work in Damascus for us. It won't work in Seacrest, but it'll work in Damascus.
Paul, basically that was just for cardboard though, correct?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that is right. But that'll help out a little bit. This is an 18-month program that they're gonna start out in Youngstown and kind of expand to other areas as it's successful or not. We're talking about a generation fee, but I don't have any other information on it, so I'm not gonna talk about that. There is one other thing I want to mention, and this is very important. We're not closing the Seacrest site. I get people coming in wanting to know, when are you gonna have to close? I said, no, it's the one on Goshen that has to close. It's not this. So we need to make that, you know, we need to make that known the best we can. So
They're supposed to be out and put signage up next week for that, closing that site, and tentatively it's closing the second week of January. They were gonna leave it open through the holidays, and that's what we were told at the solid waste meeting anyhow, so.
for whatever it's worth, I stopped there on the way back there. That thing is bulging at the seams.
Yes. I just been taking mine down there just to see and watch it, and 9 times out of 10 it's been full, so.
Oh, I had a question. $530,000 a year is spent on what?
Drop-off sites, like ours.
Okay.
Ours is called drop-off in town, it's just curbside. Curbside, yeah.
Oh, I have a question. Like he was saying about just cardboard, but like the bin you're filling right now, it's not even divided. So how does that unload?
Well, they just dump it in the big pile.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So,
Well, okay, let me qualify that.
yeah,
In the beginning, well, they used to have to separate bottles,
Yeah,
cans,
right.
blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
Okay, now, because they would go to different MRFs,
yeah, right, I understand that.
so now it's all what they call single string MRF. One guy handles it all, so they just dump it in a big pile and they separate it right there, and that's the way it is.
Are we still recycling?
Hey, Bob.
Oh.
Steve? Blame you, Paul.
Well, are we still gonna do the Christmas tree and the gift wrapping
Yes, sir.
recycling?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot, Paul. Okay, Steve.
Okay, first, for the month of November, we had a total of 526 events. Kind of quiet, which is good. I would like to thank Jim for the work he did with the roads this last storm we've had. Our roads were better than the state, so just want to say thanks, Jim, good job. I'm also asking the trustees to approve hiring Doug Osberg as a part-time patrolman. Effective would be tomorrow.
a motion that we hire Doug Osberg as part-time patrolman with the chief's recommendation.
I'll second the motion.
At how many dollars an hour?
It'll be the starting, what is that?
11.25.
Yeah.
That's effective 12/10.
Yes.
Roll call vote, Mr. Heineman,
Yes.
Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Ask the trustees to accept Eric Bonilla. We just hired him. He is resigning. He took a full-time position at Tiffin University. So he's effective November 27th.
I'll make a motion that we accept the resignation of Eric Bonilla.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call vote, Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Mr. Heineman.
Yes. Next, I have a resignation here I'd like to read. Seems like there's always a lot of talk about people quitting because they don't make enough money and this is not, a great place to work. But David Yeoman resigned. He took a full-time position in Austin Town. And I'd like to read his resignation because it does kind of put forth what this department actually means. And it's been a great privilege to work for the Goshen Police District. We'll be accepting a full-time employment with the Austin Town Police Department on 12/9/2013. I am sincerely grateful for the many opportunities that I have been given, and it has been a pleasure to work for you and the department. I am grateful for the many experiences and friendships I have made, and I would not be where I am at today without the help of Goshen. Thank you very much for the opportunity you have given me, David Yeoman.
Very good. I'd like to see a resignation like that. I mean, I like to see resignation.
Not better than that one.
So, yes. I make a motion to accept that resignation.
I'll second it.
Roll call vote, Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Mr. Heineman.
Yes.
Mr. Beeson.
Yes. And the only other thing I have, I'd like to thank trustees in the township for the Christmas dinner. It's good.
Thank you very much. Even though the weather was bad, everybody pretty much got to be there, so that was good. Okay. Roger.
I don't have any.
One step.
Yep.
I just wasn't gonna let you talk on that. You're up.
That's it. Okay, I just want to take congratulations to Todd and Roger for back in for another 4 years. Didn't know enough to give it up and stay in. Appreciate it. Jim, for your work you guys have done on the roads so far this winter. Hope this is it, but I know it ain't, so. And I agree with Steve, just what he just read there. I mean, that just shows you what kind of a job he's done in the township and with the people out here. The only time you ever hear anything is when somebody does something wrong, and you never, no matter what you do, don't where you're at. It's never where all the good things you do, it's always the one thing that just wasn't quite kosher or something like that, so. But, and I'd also like to thank Mr. Needler here for the job that he's done in the few years that he's been here. I think he's done one heck of a job, and I don't know anybody that can dispute that, because we've done a lot of nice things, and all you guys, so. Appreciate y'all for another year, and hopefully we can get to another one here. Keep us going, so everybody have a nice holiday, safe one. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tom. Dave.
First, I'd like to thank Paul. Paul goes to all them meetings, comes back with a lot of good information. Ever since we hired him, Paul has really been on top of that job that he's done for us. People don't realize how much time he puts into that job. Thank you, Paul. Second, about the police, I think it's very good, but I really think that maybe we should have a 6-month thing there when you hire a person. you hire a guy and he's here 2 weeks and he's gone, do we have any limit on, when you hire and say, hey, we took the time out to hire you, 2 weeks later you turn in your resignation? I don't know whether you can put on a 6-month thing, say, hey,
Just legally, there's no way you can hold a person to a job. That's,
well, a lot of places you work, you have to put in reservations, a month ahead or 2 months or something.
well, we're still under probationary like we always have been for 1 year, but,
How long was that guy here, Steve?
He was here about a month, that was it.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
But he
You
got
took time out to interview him and hire him and everything, and there he is, down the road. I mean, I'm not criticizing you, no way, but maybe there should be, we could write something in our policy, say, hey, come here, we've got to give us at least 6 months before you leave. There's a lot of places that do that.
But there's nothing legally you can do if they say, I'm gonna quit.
Oh, you're probably true.
legal. And then when you try to force somebody like that, are you gonna get any quality out of them, or are they just gonna backstab
Well,
you too? So it's,
If you had him sign a 6-month contract and didn't want to break it, are you going to get an attorney involved and cost money that way?
all kinds of issues.
Yeah.
We've got money in them to begin with.
Yes,
before you
oh yeah, I
start.
mean, it's
That's what I'm telling you.
just like Tom, I mean, what it takes him to have to put just one on.
Yeah,
They might not work an hour, and get some of these, but yet he's gotta go through all the paperwork. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I'm not
just,
opposed to the guy getting a job, better paying job somewhere, but he could also let them people know, say, I gotta finish this up. I got 4 more months at Goshen before I can leave there.
No, there, he had to move all the way down to Tiffin, Ohio, wherever Tiffin's at.
It's west.
So he couldn't, it does leave a sour taste, after you do all that, but again, when it comes down, it's kind of hard to debate the money they're making.
Oh, no, I realize that. Yeah,
I don't think there's any way legally you can keep them here.
I guess the best option we have is that hopefully the new place where they're going calls you for reference on the person. We can let them sort of know then that they just walk out, whatever, and it's probably gonna happen again, just,
You also have the other issue with that new truck. Some places put a stipulation on it, if it ain't delivered pretty soon, you're adding $100 a day or something for not delivering. I think it's a little ridiculous. I mean, it's gonna be after the first year, and I think Jim was under the impression that it might be at the fair. I guess the only thing they didn't tell us, Jim, was what year the fair.
you're not the only one that's upset with that. I'm making some visits up there.
Yeah, we've dealt with them a long time, but they ain't showing us much respect.
Not only us.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the only ones that's getting that run around up there either, so.
And the other issue is on this roof. What'd you put in the budget for fixing that? Have you made any plans on that? Todd or Roger, I asked Bob about it, he said you 2 guys in charge. If you're gonna fix it, you gotta have something in the budget.
We actually do have some money being put back for the building repairs here from our
Did anybody draw you up a
Cable
plan
TV.
yet, or?
We haven't hit it,
Armstrong. That money's going back every year for funds to work on the
Oh,
building here.
yeah. You really don't have no plan, or nobody's drawn you up in?
That's,
We're gonna decide, try to get some idea what we wanna do, and get somebody to come in and give us prices, and see what's gonna work the best, and go from there.
Yeah, you assume you might have to bid it out, or
oh, I'm sure we will once we get something
you gotta
laid
have a
out.
plan to give to somebody so they can do that.
Yeah, basically I come up with how you want the design of some sort, so everybody's on the same page and
Yeah, I would think so.
bid it out, so.
Very good. Happy New Year.
Okay. Thanks, Abe.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Roger. You're trying to think about it.
No, I guess I don't have anything.
Todd?
I'd like to thank the Beringer family for giving us the opportunity to purchase the property over at East Goshen. Once we sat down and took a look at it, we decided it wouldn't really be feasible the way the layout of the property would have been, where we had the option to purchase. But I really do appreciate the family giving us the option to purchase the property, even though we opted not to.
Anything else?
No, I'll follow up with Bunker Hill periodically between now and the spring, and we'll see what happens with that.
I know last meeting we talked about the green team had the clothing bin. We didn't have the size on it. Need a 6 foot by 5 foot space is what's needed for the bin. And, that there actually includes the door opening area and everything, so. Other than that, Paul suggested we didn't do it. With everything else they're giving any cuts on, and another thing to plow around, I sort of agree with Paul, is if there's enough others around that these in place, you go to sale and there are several areas for clothes and so forth, so my thought is we'll just sort of pass on that. I don't know what your guys' thought is, but.
I agree, especially if we're on recycling cycles. Well, I look at it's gonna be a place for people to get rid of things
Right.
besides clothes.
Yes.
So, okay, we'll just let that one pass on, see what happens in another year. Okay. And the other thing we have, a notice here, if we want to request a hearing for liquor transfer permit for the Roberts store down here to the new owners. I don't know if, I don't think there's any issues. I think everybody I've talked with is pleased with the transfer, the ownership.
Because it's a local family and I think that good standing within the community, I see no reason to do so.
Okay, same with you, Roger?
Yes,
And
yes.
Paul? Okay. So, just want to decide that Mark, if they don't want to hear him, and send it back to them. Okay. Guess that's all the business I had there. Our year-end and 2014 reorganizational meeting, we're set up for Saturday, January 4th at 10 a.m. Is 10 okay with you, Roger?
Yep.
Okay. Then we'll be holding our regular meeting at the second Monday on January after that, so.
One other thing, you didn't make a decision on the part on the playground. Are you gonna make that this year, or it'll affect Kevin's job of working on it?
I don't know. You guys thought any more on the playground equipment here? Really would.
I would be in favor of removing it, would be my personal opinion for what it's gonna take to maintain it, do the records, and all the more use it gets. I'd have no problem if we had a church or someone that wasn't an actual business, profit business, if they want to come in, do some of the removal and take the equipment.
Well, one of you guys just sort of make some contacts, maybe with the Virgins, because they get the part that they might want to expand or something. Getting just to an organization, I wouldn't want it to go anywhere if it's a commercial type business, but stay in the township first, and then if we can't find something to work out, maybe they would be willing to come and just pull it so we don't have, labor.
Any labor.
So, but yeah, I don't think, other than that, we can make any real decision except try to find some way to take it at this point, so. If nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
Roll call vote, Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Gleason?
Yes.
Mr. Herman?
Yes.
Their date will be the chief until we have our elections in January to choose another chief. And officers, all of our officers, so.
John.
I heard the rumor of that, but he didn't tell me. So I don't know.
What's the actual dates on this?
So if we have some,
You mean the
kind of
place
story,
came on one of
the biggest,
December
the biggest
31st.
day is Friday.
Okay.
Friday, about 10 o'clock. Beer guy comes. There's a lot.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we renew the fire contract with the Damascus Fire Department for the year 2014 from January 1st through December 31st. Same contract as in the past year for 2013.
I'll second the motion to renew the fire contract.
Roll call vote, Mr. McCracken,
Yes.
Mr. Beeson,
Yes.
Mr. Hyman,
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I'll make a motion to adjourn again.
I'll second it.
roll call vote, Mr. Hyman,
Yes.
Mr. Beeson,
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes.